Well, right on. Well, just right out the gate, if you could both just kind of introduce yourselves, what you guys are to the project, and then maybe each of you could go into like a quick just overview on what you believe the project is bringing into the NFT space.
Sure. I'm Meyer. I'm the COO of Helix. I handle day-to-day operations. I help out with the marketing, recruitment, new talent. Mickey, you want to go?
Yep. So what's up, guys? I'm Mickey. I run all the marketing operations for Helix. I own a Web3 marketing agency, come from primarily a blockchain gaming background. So I previously did marketing for big time studios, and now I'm here with Helix. So excited to be here.
Excellent. So if either of you want to kind of chime in, just kind of give us an overview on what Helix is. It seems like you guys have a pretty bold kind of tagline. I believe you guys say that you're the most immersive experience in the metaverse or in the NFT space. So what does that mean, and what's the goal for Helix?
Great question. So the goal for Helix is basically ushering a new era of digital ownership. A lot of current games, it has a one-way stream of income per se, in the sense that you pay into a game, but you rarely get anything out of it. The goal of Helix is to create a platform where everybody is potentially earning. Not that we are play to earn, but there are ways to, if you are a content creator or if you are a player, there are ways that you can get something out of it. For example, if you buy some of our gun skins, right? Or you buy some cars, or you buy an apartment or land, these will all be NFTs. So you as a player, if for whatever reason you want to like cash out or sell it, or you're done playing Helix, or perhaps you just want to take some profits, you can. So that would be the primary way that players can earn per se. And as a content creator, like if you create something, if you create like a new skin, if you create new decals, if you create a new world, then you can earn with it as well. So what we're looking to do over the longer term is just to provide tool sets for people to create user-generated content. In the very short term, we're very focused on basically providing the best platform for people who want to have role-playing experiences in a GTA-like game. So right now, there's a huge community of people that are like role playing, but they're not really supported by Rockstar, right? They're playing on mods, and mods are basically hacked code that people just reverse engineer to get it working. So it's very janky. It's not natively supported. So things are not the best that they could be. And the goal of Helix is that we're going to actively encourage people to role play and set up everything that those communities need, so that they can take what they've currently built and just transfer it over to us with the least amount of hassle possible.
Okay, so you would compare like the gameplay or the style of this game to a Grand Theft Auto, right?
Yes, I think that would be a fair comparison. That's our closest. I think that's the closest game that we can like compare ourselves to right now.
Okay, and we've seen this trend with some projects, and I want to make sure that this isn't the same thing. Just for confusion's sake, I know a lot of people will take NFTs and relate them to already established games, so like Minecraft or like a GTA mod. I think we've seen before. This is a brand new game, brand new engine, brand new assets, things like that. Correct?
Absolutely. This is a brand new game made in Unreal Engine 5, made from us from scratch. This is not being built on another game such as like a GTA mod or whatever. This is all sources are own.
Okay, right on. So sounds like a heavy lift. So can you kind of give us like the down low on the team that's been creating this with you, or the team that is going to be creating this with you? How far along are you guys in the development of the project? Things like that.
Yeah, for sure. So our team is actually made up of some people that have worked at big AAA studios. Our lead environmental artist, Paul, he actually worked at Rockstar Games. he may have may not worked on a pretty big upcoming title that we will not really discuss. Our lead environmental artist also has experience at Ubisoft, and our team is made up of various indie devs that have worked on their own projects and other projects. And I myself have games on Oculus Quest 2, I have games on Steam, I have games on Xbox, and yeah, I just I've been building games for a long time now, like about like 7 years. And our CEO is Baker. He has various experience at startups and product design. So all the UI that you see that we have in game or on our website, he's designed that all. So he's very talented. And just overall together, I think we have a great mix of people, and we're actively scaling. We've just raised a recent round, so we're just scaling up our team right now, just full pedal to the metal.
Right on. So how far in development are you guys right now? Just I didn't catch that. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. So we've been in development for about a year and a half now. And right now we have a build. It's multiplayer. You can drive around. You can meet other players. We have voice chat. You can have text. We have a phone application. Right now our combat is a bit wonky. So we're ironing that out, and we'll have a new build of combat a bit later. And then those are the basic cores of it. And right now basically the aspects, I don't know if any of you guys have played like 5M GTA, but they have so they have this plugin system. You can download your server and add various things to it. Right now that system is being developed, and it should be ready to go by December, actually. Yeah. So once that is live, that's where it becomes a real game changer, where you go from the basic gameplay that almost anybody has to having just a ton of customization options directly for users to create.
Okay, that's awesome. So a year and a half. Have you guys been developing this before you integrate it with NFTs, or the idea was with NFTs, or has it been NFTs from the start?
When we started Helix specifically, it's been NFTs from the start. So I've known Maker for a couple of years now, and I've been in the game dev space, right? And Maker didn't really come from a game dev background, and so he just basically brought me on board. He said, "Hey, NFTs are booming. We could potentially do something." So I didn't know anything about the crypto/blockchain space. I just kind of focused on games, and he basically said, "Hey, nobody's really made something that's truly compelling. If we team up, I think we have an opportunity to do so." And I said, "You know what? I like the sound of that." He explained the vision. We refined it, and here we are today. So a lot of time was spent on the art, as we have our own custom city. And as you know, games like a majority of the budget goes into the art production, the graphics. So what we've done is we've recreated a one-to-one of New York City, specifically in Manhattan. All the streets, all the land, all the buildings are accurate scale, and we use that by using Google's data that they use for their maps. So after that is done, we went through each street and we started laying out props by looking at Google Maps and just making sure everything is one to one that I can get. That took a lot of time, but we're happy with the result.
That's incredible. The 1-to-1 with Manhattan. That's pretty sick. Love to hear stuff like that. So one thing that I've always appreciated, and again, just because you brought it up as a comparison in the beginning, GTA is there's like tongue-in-cheek kind of humor and stuff like that. So it feels to me like this is more of an open world kind of game where the players are probably role playing, creating their own stories, things like that. Do you guys have a hand in like story building at all? Or I'm sorry, my dogs are getting into a fight at the fence right now. Do you guys have a hand in like story building or anything like that? Or what's the download there?
No, right now at the current moment, we don't plan for any story, like single player story. A lot of stories are going to have to come from user like generated interactions, right? Like you do something that causes a reaction to somebody else. I would say that was one of the biggest difference between us and GTA is that GTA has hundreds of millions that they can pour into production value for their stories, for their cinematics, for their actors, writers, musicians and just to compose these beautiful stories that we all kind of love and entertain. But us, we're really primarily focusing on the multiplayer aspect of it, of players just getting online together, having a social experience that's fun, and then we're playing to our strengths, right? And then and I know you said you guys are recording the stream, but I can also stream some gameplay if you guys would like. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if you guys are open to that.
Team, are we equipped to do that, or?
So we have a Twitch link that everybody that's listening can just go click the Twitch link, and then
Okay.
Meyer, we're actually, since there isn't 40 people, we can just stream straight to the Discord.
Oh,
I think.
okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm like kind of a noob when it comes to stages, but
Yeah, man. This is a room. You could definitely stream that.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Yeah, man. You're good.
yeah, like while he sets that up, I kind of just want to touch on our most recent, I guess you can say, adventure with Helix is the drop of our founder pass.
Yeah.
Which is at the end of the day kind of why we're here. So we're like kind of making the rounds, doing AMAs with cool communities like yourself. Just sharing some info about it. It's like Meyer said, after we're working on the game for 1.5 years and we're finally ready to start onboarding new users. We're targeting Q1 of 2023 for a public launch, but we decided hey, it'd be really cool if we launched a founder pass, which is going to be 5,000 NFTs, where the holders of those NFTs will have access to essentially 3 months uninterrupted into Helix. They'll be able to collect exclusive airdrops, founder pass exclusive gun skins, whatever it may be. We just really thought it'd be cool to have I guess you could say a founding community of Helix people that are gonna essentially beta test the game with us and make key decisions going forward. So yeah, that's happening in a week or two, the initial mint. And yeah, like I said, we're targeting a Q1 2023 launch for public, which will be 100% free to play.
Awesome. And I'm sorry, is a price on that mint decided? I didn't hear that.
Yeah. So we're looking right now at 0.15 and 0.2 for whitelist and then public. But the market has seemed to acted very negatively within the last couple of days, and we're always open to adapting. So whatever our community tells us, we're going to listen.
I hear that, and I think the community appreciates that kind of stuff. And how many of these founder passes are there going to be?
There's going to be 5,000 total, and we're looking at, I believe, 3 per wallet. But yeah, it's definitely cool. We're really aiming to be different, right? Kind of coming to market with a ready blockchain game. It's something that really hasn't been seen before. I mean, if you wanted to find blockchain game, I mean, like a pixelated 2D, animated game is different, but with a full 3D immersive experience, it's a little bit more of a advantageous feat. So we think that it's pretty unique, giving players an opportunity to hop in immediately.
Oh, I agree full-heartedly. That's one of the reasons why my first question was how long it takes you guys to develop. So even 1.5 years sounds about right to get something kind of like in a beta state. So it's very, very exciting here.
Yeah, and also just what Meyer was touching on about digital ownership. I feel like I'm speaking for the CEO and Meyer when I say this, is they kind of took a snapshot of this space and they were like, hey, there really hasn't been any blockchain games built with sustainable economies. People are playing them for the wrong reason, with that being to earn money, right? There's portions of the world where they're playing these games to extract, monetary gain exclusively. So building a game that's fun first and blockchain second, with little to no barrier of entry, where you can play with a credit card, sign up with an email address. We think that that's going to provide a lot of value long term. Help to onboard those Web2 gamers who absolutely hate NFTs. And yeah, I mean, that's just kind of like the vision for Helix, right? Is to create a sustainable economy where people are playing like GTA or NBA 2K, where they're having fun, but they actually own their items, right?
Definitely. Yeah. No, I think that that's an awesome feat. And I can't wait for you guys to launch that. And I know we have gameplay we were talking about pulling up, but I had a question that kind of just came up from what you just said. So obviously you guys are going to be doing this mint here soon for the founder passes. And I mentioned, and you mentioned earlier that you guys have just closed on a round of funding. Are you guys an established company, like an LLC, or is this currently just like a project right now? Is there actually like some financial backing and structure built in there?
Yes. So Hypersonic Laboratories is a publicly funded venture startup out of Los Angeles. It's the company behind Helix. And then we recently just closed a pre-seed round of $3.5 million led by a blockchain gaming venture fund called Play Ventures. And so yeah, everything's legally incorporated. All of our investors. Meyer can go into more detail about who they are. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but along with Play Ventures, there was people like Samsung and Meyer. Who are the other ones?
There's Alex Chung. He's from Giphy, the creator of that. We have the founder from Behance. He also put in some money. We have Third Kind Venture Capital. They were the first money into Figma, Notion, and Behance, I believe. And then we have a few others as well that I don't remember off the top of my head. Maker handles most of the venture side of it, things.
I pasted the press release in the office hours chat if you want to go look at it more in depth.
Yeah, and the only reason I ask is because with a project like this, when you're minting it and with the price and everything, I'm sure everyone's going to want to know, like, hey, how legit is this? And I know one of the big metas in the market right now are projects that have funding, that have outside funding, being like a kind of a positive thing, with hope that, oh, hey, this will be something really big later on. So with this game coming out in Q1, the mint for the founder price being now, I think a lot of people know, like, hey, will my investment or will my mint here pay off sometime down the road? So that's the only reason I ask. But that sounds amazing, guys. Congratulations on the funding round for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks. So Meyer, is there any update? You figured it out?
No, actually, my PC's having some issues at the moment, so just give me like 5 minutes.
Yeah, no worries. But so yeah, I mean, obviously the funding round was a crucial step, right? And we've been building for a year and a half, where this founder pass meant the way it goes, obviously a positive outcome is what we're looking for, but in the event that it doesn't, we're able to be sustained for years to come. And that's important, right? Where a lot of projects come to market and they're like, hey, here's our cool roadmap and here's this sick game that we want to build, but we have to mint out to fulfill those. And most of the time it turns out that that's not even enough to fulfill their roadmap. So luckily, we can tell our holders, like, hey, regardless of how many holders we have, we're going to be able to deliver a game to you guys and you're going to be essentially the founding members of a game that's going to be around for, years at least.
Yeah. So in all of that, love that energy, love that response. One of the things I had is so to access this game when this game does roll out public, let's say Q1, is my NFT the accessories, the clothing, the cars, the guns, the things like that come with the game, or is my character itself an NFT? Can you explain that? And then with that, I guess, is one of the things about Metaverse is interoperability, and a lot of people believe that hey. when you own this NFT, you own the 3D rights to it, the models and things like that to be able to import into, say, another metaverse, another game. Are the NFTs going to have those 3D files to be able to do that with as well?
That is a great question. So in terms of interoperability, sorry if I'm butchering that word for whatever reason, they won't have those files because those files will be in game, and most players will not be able to just extract it. So the NFT will just point to like, hey, this is like a deed that you have this ownership, right? We're not necessarily giving away source code files or things. The question about needing NFTs for in-game, we want to stress that this is going to be completely free to play. So you can play the entire game without spending a single penny or like investing into any money. Our primary goal is fun first, and anything else is secondary. So we hope that like by players having fun, participating in game, and just enjoying it, that they will, eventually want to spend some money, similar to how like Fortnite has their business model where they drop new releases, and our releases will just happen to be NFTs.
All right, that explains that.
Yes, and I have the build ready. So let me just try this sharing.
Also, to add on top of his point about I guess this is a little bit of interoperability, but like if you own like a Bored Ape or if you own a Fidenza, you'll be able to be, I guess you say, token verified and display those artworks in your penthouse, or get custom shirts, whatever it may be. That's like a form of interoperability, I guess you could say. And also, okay, is the stream up? Perfect.
Let me know if you guys.
Yeah, we can see it. Take it away.
Okay. Cool. So this is Parallel City, and it's the one-to-one recreation of New York City, specifically Manhattan. And right now we're in front of Bryant Park, which is a real location in New York City. For legal reasons, we're not going to call it that in our game. Like, how is the stream? Is it okay? Is it slow?
It's very laggy, I think.
Yeah, I believe there's a frame just mistranslation. I think we get like you can continue on with it. Just everyone watching this, please understand that there is a lag between the stream and this. I'm sure it's running at 60 frames per second on your side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. If there's things that are for whatever reason not clear, I'll try not to like move around too fast. And just I don't know, just take that into account. So yeah, so this is Bryant Park, and here you can see all the custom set dressing that we've done. All these props here, these chairs, this little restaurant patio thing that we'll take a look at. It's not live now, obviously, because it's just a development build. But in actual Helix, this will be a business that somebody can own and just actually manage and earn income from the roleplay adventures. Sorry. Here's the area. Now let's head off to this field.
I like the name tag up top above your character. Is that going to have like a custom avatar on it too?
Yeah. There's
Okay.
no reason why we can't make those into NFTs, actually.
So
here's a little. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. You just mentioned like someone can own this and run a shop at it. So are the buildings or like deeds the idea that's as an NFT as well? So kind of like buy land.
Yeah. So we are having a upcoming land sale in the future. More details about that will come as we approach it. But the idea is that everything's an NFT, right? Like you can have, whatever service or business that you'd like. So players will be able to own homes in game, and there'll be various tiers of homes, right? So this is a bit more feature facing, but there'll be various levels of tiers. There'll be some that are luxurious, some that are standard, others that are premium, and it's up to the players to just buy whatever home that they would like. So right now I'm in front of this little stage here. People can come here for announcements, for performances, for conferences. And this is like based on the real life New York City. So if you look this up on the map, Bryant Park, This is what it looks like. Whoops. Now let's make our way.
Not to harp on the whole GTA element of this. This really reminded me of the GTA 6 just like leaked out like massive.
Yeah.
That's like I'm getting that vibe of it.
Nice. And this is the New York City like Grand Library. Obviously, we can't call that. So for us, this is like the New York City Public Library. I mean, sorry, the Parallel City Public Library. We also made this as a one-to-one recreation. You can just look at the attention to detail into that building. And you can look at the building in real life, just compare.
That's awesome.
Let's head down here.
So, got a great question in the chat. Can you show us an event that are already like working, like maybe driving a car or buying something in a shop? Are those things like available in this build?
Yeah, I can go drive the car. I just kind of wanted to show off the city a little bit more, and then I'll hop in the car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you can see a little bit of this address. You can see these bikes here. You can see these billboards here. This is all custom work. So if you look at the bottom, it says Parallel City. We really believe that small attention to detail like this is what brings the city to life. So we really went out of our way to make a lot of parody brands, a lot of parody ads, just so like whoever's walking around the city, if they decide to look at something, they might be like, oh, that's cool. Like it brings it more to life, right? Here you can take a look at, our attention to detail on these structures, just making sure they're like one-to-one. Let me know if the stream is still good.
Yeah, stream's still working for me.
Cool. Okay, because I'm starting to get some lag now on my end.
Well, I will say as soon as you said that.
Oh, okay.
Pause.
It was so weird. We were streaming like all day yesterday, and it was like perfectly fine. Sorry about that.
Good, man. My God. No, hold on. Let me mute myself. Can you guys hear the dogs in the background?
No, that's fine. Let me know if the stream is better, actually.
Yep. Great. Real smooth now. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Okay. I figured out the issue. This whole time, so I have a gaming laptop that I use for travel right now, and it was not plugged in for whatever reason. Like the power socket fell out. So when it's plugged in, it can go full power. It just wasn't full power.
It's an eco mode.
Yeah.
I got
All right, so we're back now. And now hopefully we have better performance for people watching on stream. Here's a little hot dog cart. Players can run that as well. Here is the statue things that I was talking about. And now let's go drive a vehicle. Oops. Here's the subway entrance. We're gonna have a fully working subway system. Right now we only have 3 stations done, but the plan is to expand to the whole Manhattan Island. It's just gonna take a while. Just head up here actually.
The detail in this is crazy, man. Crazy.
Thank you. Yeah, so we have this little section over here. Another cafe that players can run. We have an NPC sitting here. Ragdolls are not enabled on NPC, so I can't hurt him if I start punching him. It's not going to do anything. But if there's another player that was online with me, I can punch the player. So just for performances reasons, we put the ragdolls on players because that was more important. But for right now, you can't damage NPCs, but that will change in the future.
Interesting. He looks like Jeff Bezos too.
No comment. You can put out some whip. Where's my knife? So I swear I haven't. It's just there we are. Okay. Still can't knife him. Worth a try. Those are for all the union workers. Let's go drive some cars.
Like, now are some of these cars not cars just models right now and not like usable, or every car on this map right now?
I would say like the cars specifically parked here are intended for me to drive. Other cars not. So I could like hop into these cars as well.
Oh wow.
So any car that the pop-up comes up to just drive into, I can. And the rest are ones that are meant for AI traffic. So I shouldn't be able to drive them. But in the future you will, right? We want to make you able to jack cars. But they'll have consequences because you're not police. So yeah.
There you go.
Oops. I'm lagging just a little bit. There we go.
Got a little gauge there, following the traffic laws.
Yeah.
And the vehicles will be NFTs too, right? Is that true or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright. So I had to find this old build because the newer build was not working for whatever reason. It was working last night when I tested it. So this older build has a small issue where if I crash the car, it'll be okay. But if I do a big collision pileup, the build will start to crash. So right now I'm just avoiding the crashing. So we're just gonna run to the next area just to stay on stream and just showcase.
So this is just from a general gaming knowledge thing. Are these loading zones, or are these? This is just one giant map?
One giant map.
Jeez. That is resource intensive. I love it, man.
Yeah. And keep in mind, it's not final optimized. That usually comes when the maps are complete. We're still not done. There's Manhattan is huge, right? So there's a lot that we're adding to it. We'll probably be completing the map around Q1, Q2 next year.
Okay.
Just going through every area, hand by hand, just adding detail to it.
And is the idea to just have a one of New York eventually, or are you guys?
That's a great question. I think we're going to stop with Manhattan, and the next map that we're going to do is Rio de Janeiro. We're actually in talks. I won't name them now, but with one of the biggest GTA role-playing communities in Latin America. Like they cover like Argentina, Brazil, Central America, even Mexico. Like it's just the biggest community there, and you know we are in talks about making them a city, and that city would be Rio de Janeiro. And so right after we're finished with Parallel City, that is kind of next on our book that we're going to make a one-to-one with Rio de Janeiro for them.
Man, Rio de Janeiro is huge too for anyone out there who's not aware.
Yeah, so it should be fun. So this is Times Square. You can kind of see these billboards right here, all custom made as well, just to add some lifelike to the world. These white boxes that you're seeing actually represent billboards that are going to be player ads. So players can put their ads on it just like Times Square, and you'll see it like flashing and playing.
Yeah, it's weird to see Times Square muted right now without the billboards. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess, is there going to be any kind of moderation from the team here, or is it really just going to be kind of like a free for all? The users create the role play for the server kind of thing.
So we're going to provide public servers that we run on our own, right? For the casual player that just downloads Helix and like, hey, I want to hop in, do whatever. But we're going to allow players to run their own servers, similar to how like NoPixel has their own server. Various communities can have their own, and it's up to them to moderate however they want. So some might enforce certain rules, others won't. Some might be cool with certain things, others won't. That's another example of businesses that players will be able to set up eventually. And here you can see our police department, some graffiti on the wall.
And how does the land sale go from the game that you guys are putting out versus the private servers?
So everything in Parallel City is instanced, so it always carries over. So let's say like this building will always have one owner. Like for example, like this building that you see right here, like just in front of me.
Okay.
This building. So no matter what server I'm on, this will always have the same owner. So it's like that's one of the reasons we kind of called it Parallel City. One, it's a parallel to New York City, but two, it's parallel with every server, right? If you own that asset, you own that asset across every server, and you can rent it out.
And
so that's how other players would play it, where they'd have to pay you rent because you don't.
Okay. Are there certain buildings or certain things that can't be owned? Like, for instance, like a fire department, police station, things like that?
Yeah, for sure. Those are public services, so it doesn't make sense that somebody owns it. Those are like a public need. So yeah, here's our police department building. And we'll just going. So yeah, if anybody's ever been to like Times Square, right? This is a 1-to-1 recreation of it. If you can go look at Google Maps, it's pretty accurate. We even have this little recruiting thing here.
Oh God! Can you join the Navy in the game?
No, I mean somebody can make a roleplay server for it, right? We're not stopping.
Hey Ryan, can I ask a question?
Yeah, man, go for it.
I was just thinking of just different possibilities. I was thinking about like a government, or at least like a mayor, or like someone who makes decisions that could be like the culmination of DAO, like a DAO vote. So like the mayor would be made up of the community DAO making decisions possibly. And then I was thinking of, you said like police and fire would be public service, but like say for instance some like there's some whale that's willing to like sacrifice their reputation and like use their actual funds to like bribe the DAO in some way, and they could like swindle their way into actually running like a police department or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking of like different crazy possibilities.
Yeah, I love that. Cool. Like a voting process, like make the city democratic almost, so where like, you know, decisions on the server are made from a vote or whatever.
Yeah. Or maybe you could have like parallel servers that allow, like maybe your main server wouldn't have that, but maybe you could have mods in parallel servers where you could do like crazy community influenced, you know, government type stuff, or stuff that has to do with, sorry, I'm getting a bunch of alerts right now. Stuff that has to do with, like racketeering or bribery. You know, you could have like this criminal mod where all that kind of different social gaming could come into play.
That's a neat idea. I like that. Well, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but since this is very role play heavy, I mean, are you guys planning on having like applications to be cops, applications to like that, or can you just go ahead and pick those kind of professions?
Absolutely, because it's going to be role plays heavy. Like everything is up to the server host. We're going to provide as many tools as possible, including applications.
Nice.
And then here, I just want to showcase our Lucci building. Right now, we don't have any real like brand sponsors, but whenever we do get a request from, like, let's say, like Nike or any actual brand that wants to put a store in our building, we'll just place them in game, and we'll probably replace this. Like if Gucci came to us and said, "Hey, we want to be in Helix," we would just update this building so it's actually Gucci. You know, but when this is live, players will come here to be able to buy. You can kind of look inside the store for right now. Hopefully, it's showing up on stream.
Yeah.
And then, you know, look at our Lucci designer ads that we kind of built.
Lucci. Get a fun art direction.
Yeah. It's very fun, actually. Very fun project overall. Just getting to do these things, just flex the creativity. And then you're gonna see our Amazon Music parody.
I'm already liking like the tongue-in-cheek kind of parody stuff too.
Thank you.
See if we got any questions. Is there any questions, everybody? I'm at the moment now where I'm just kind of watching the demo and like kind of being like awed. So would love to see if any questions.
I'll just dance in the meanwhile.
Get a dab for us. Looks like me trying to break dance. That's funny.
Theoretically, if a car hits, I should go for it.
What was that?
No, I was just thinking, if I can jump in front of a car, the ragdoll should be able. So, but these are very conservative AI. They never like run you over.
Sure.
Okay.
For this build, right?
Yeah. I'll change
okay. I'll say, I want an immersive experience where I can get hit and run.
Absolutely.
This is incredible, guys. I'm chatting with somebody in the background saying like it just amazes me how you guys were able to do this. Hey, I've been to this exact area. This is behind here. You can buy really good Broadway tickets on cheap. Yeah, I'm just dumbfounded how yep, ticks right there.
Yep, 1-to-1.
Are you guys from New York, or are you guys in the New York area?
We are based in LA, but Maker used to live in New York, and that's his favorite city in the world. So that's how we kind of picked our first city to start with.
Sure.
He has a very huge appreciation for the city, so we kind of went with it. And it's also one of the most famous cities in the world, so it kind of made sense. Like a lot of players would hopefully recognize areas, see the effort that it took for us to make, to remake it and to kind of parody it.
Gotcha.
So it's cool that you've been here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just as a tourist. I'm sure someone in the chat here is actually lives there and is like, yeah, duh, I go there to get like bagels all the time or something. No, for Aaron is a really good question. And I guess it's something that's kind of in the back of my mind too. So is the owning a building in every server, even a private server, not gonna like backfire with stories and other stuff that people are trying to build in private servers? For example, if I want to RP as a store owner somewhere, it might not be possible because someone else randomly owns it on the main server, but doesn't play on our server.
I think in that scenario, you would probably just rent it out, right? You could just rent that server. You would probably, like, let's say nobody owned it. To even have your store, you'd probably pay rent. In this scenario, the rent would just go to a player instead of just to us or to to nothing or to the server host. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So that would be like a benefit of owning land is like, hey, not only do you get like the benefits of whatever product you're making there or whatever, so get the benefit of renting that out in other servers. People.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, right on, man. This is an awesome demo. Are you flying now?
Yeah, I turned on to the drone camera just to get.
Okay, cool.
I don't know, Mickey. Do you want to do that promo thing?
Yeah, sure, we can.
I like doing it.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've been wanting to do like a collaboration with this community for a while, just because you guys are like prominent, active holders. So I think that we can definitely whitelist everybody that's like paying attention right now, or it's in the stream. But are you in the spot, Mario, that you want to be in?
Let me just quickly.
So yeah, if you don't mind, I'm on my phone right now, so it's kind of hard for me. But if one of you guys could just take a screenshot of like the members in here, that'd be great. And we usually like to do like the first person to like screenshot what they're witnessing right now, and go to their Twitter and post it and tag us in it. Just like shout us out, say that you're watching like Helix live action. Then we can give you a free mint of the founder pass, which is probably going to be like 0.15. So if anyone wants to do that, you can. The first person to do it will get a free mint. So that's kind of what we like to do at the end of AMAs.
Well, you heard it first here, guys. If you're listening to this, go ahead and take a screenshot of this and post it on Twitter and tag them in it and get on the whitelist. That's awesome. I myself should be doing it, but I'm going to hold off.
No, yeah. I mean, it's like everyone here is going to be on the whitelist regardless. So, I mean, it's just if you want a free mint, then you can go ahead and do that. But yeah, so, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Hell yeah, man. We really appreciate it, guys. Like I said, you know, being in this community and you know, one of my jobs is literally talking to the project owners, the project creators, in these AMAs, you know, all the time. And I can tell you now that everyone appreciates a project that you get excited. I feel like this is one of them, man. This is something I've not seen anyone really show off yet. At least
for sure.
To the extent you guys are showing off. So, no, man, I love it. Love the emotes here too. That's hilarious. But yeah, is there anything maybe you guys wanted to end this on, like anything maybe we didn't touch up on, or maybe something that you wanted just to bring attention to? Maybe reiterate the mint dates coming up here, or
yeah, sure. So yeah, the Founder Pass 5,000 NFTs kind of are us giving our community a chance to get into the game 3 months before everyone else, play this really cool immersive blockchain experience. And I guess my question to you guys is like, you know, what other, like, I mean this in the most like unbiasedly uncocky way possible, but it's kind of serious. Is like, what other project can come on an AMA and stream a game, you know? It's kind of a rare sight, even for the bigger projects who has promised something. So yeah, I mean, that's all for me. Mario, you want to add anything?
Yeah, I really want to stress to people that even though this is a Web3 based game, we are Web2 focused in the sense that we're really aiming for mass adoption, right? The people that end up playing Helix, the casuals who never had like a wallet or like interacted with the blockchain space, like none of them will need to know anything about crypto. From the front end perspective, you won't even know this is a crypto game. This is just going to be a dope, fun game. And then once you look a bit deeper, we're going to handle everything in the background, so players don't have to worry about it. In terms of like onboarding, the wallet creation, the custody, all of that will be in the background, out of sight, out of mind. But then once players want to take a more in-depth look, they'll see like how it's operating, and they can gain more control. But the goal is really to like, you know, really reach mass appeal. That's what we're aiming for. We don't want to necessarily stay in the niche space. We want everybody talking about Helix, everybody playing Helix, right? That's the future for us. So I just really want to stress that. And yeah, like if anybody ends up buying the Founders Pass, we really appreciate it. You guys are going to be the core foundation of the game. Beta testing ahead of everyone. Just give me us feedback early. And then we'll always make sure to continue to reward you, even beyond this beta period. Like any future drop that we do, you know, you guys are going to be getting it for free. And I think that's the biggest benefit. If you're somewhat bullish on us, that's what I would recommend you to take the leap in towards, because you hold this, you get everything else that's coming for free, and you know, we're not reliant on this to keep funding ourselves, right? Like if for whatever reason, I don't think it's going to happen, right? But in a worst case scenario, if this ends up flopping, we're still going to continue along. We have a vision to build, investors that are backing us, that believe in us, and a community that still believes in us. So like, this is not do or die for us, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Love to hear that. And you guys are right. I mean, I haven't seen anything like this from a project yet. So,
hey guys, I missed the beginning, dude. Sorry. Can I just ask a question about what are we minting for the whitelist?
Yeah. So essentially, we have Helix, right? That's Helix, the game. It's going to be a game for years to come, and it's launching publicly in Q1 of 2023. But we thought, hey, it'd be cool. Like we're a game with, you know, Web3 integration, so we wanted to go ahead and launch a Founder Pass. The Founder Pass, the NFT itself essentially looks like, you know, any pass ever. You know, like a spinny, cool looking card, basically. But what the Founder Pass does is it unless you access Helix starting in October of this year, before the public, and then you have uninterrupted access until public launch. So at least 90 days, probably more. You guys know how, games get postponed and whatnot. And as you're in that game, you'll be, one of 5,000 people max that have access to the game. You'll be grandfathered into all airdrops, all sales that we do in the future, and you'll be able to obtain exclusive items like Founder Pass, exclusive gun skins, our exclusive Founder Pass supercar, Founder Pass penthouses, tons of airdrops, lots of cool things that when the game does become public, they'll be worth a decent amount more than, customary ordinary items. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, for sure. Is there, I always ask this question because, I don't know, there's often utility for having multiple tokens. Do you guys see any beneficial utility to that, or is it more of would that be more of a investment opportunity? But
no,
is there an in-game component to having multiple tokens or multiple mints?
Meyer, did you want to go ahead and answer that? Like, I heard you talking.
Yeah, I was just going to ask for more clarification. Like, what do you mean by in-game component having multiple mints?
So it sounds like what we're minting, like you just said, is basically the access pass. So is there any benefit to having multiple outside of selling on the secondary?
I mean, you would, if you had 2 access passes, right? You would get double the airdrops.
Okay.
More items.
For sure.
Beyond that, there's no like you have multiple passes. Here's the secret extra bonus item.
For sure. Okay, and then just a quick follow-up. If we do have whitelists from multiple communities, are you going to honor multiple whitelists for one wallet, or should we split those up into different wallets?
Ooh, that's a good question. So I think that you should split them up into multiple wallets to be safe, just so there's no overlapping.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for the questions.
Cool. And earlier they said that there was a 3 per wallet mint. It was whitelist, I believe, right?
Sweet.
Correct.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Well, guys, we'll go ahead and end it there. Thanks everyone for the questions. Thanks everyone for listening. We started with not a big crowd, but we ended up getting a little bit of a crowd here. And if you're listening to this later, thank you so much. Team Helix, thank you guys so much for joining us. This is freaking, it looks amazing. To the point where the first thing I can go to is I get skeptical. I'm like, how the fuck were they able to do this? So
Unreal
hats off to
does
you
a lot
guys.
of the heavy lifting. But thank you.
Yeah, man. Right on. Well, again, thank you all for joining us. Thank you so much. Everyone have a great rest of your day, and good luck to the mint later on, guys.
Yep, thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Take care, everyone.